Hey guys, Ava here. Over the last week I've been traveling all around Iraqi Kurdistan, and today I have found myself in the small city of Duhok. Now there's a very specific reason why I've come here, but before I share that with you, let me show you around the city. Duhok is a pretty leafy, small and quiet city in the north of Iraq, about 50k away from the borders with Syria and Turkey. Walking around its winding alleyways and markets, there's definitely a sense of life rolling by slowly and calmly. And that sense of peace is something that Kurds living here are very proud of. This may or may not surprise you, I'm not sure, but the locals say that Duhok is so safe that all the vendors at the local markets just put a blanket over their stuff at night. There's no need to lock anything up. Yeah, I definitely get that nice small city vibe here. But the real reason I've come here to Duhok is because of this place right behind me. It may look pretty ordinary, but it's actually incredibly special. This is the Martyrs Cafe, and it's dedicated to the Peshmerga soldiers, the freedom fighters, the Kurdish freedom fighters who have died fighting ISIS, the so-called Islamic State, across the front lines of Kurdistan over the last few days. The Peshmerga are the de facto army of Iraqi Kurdistan, a region that has seen a lot of threat and instability in the last decade. Their name literally translates as those who face death. Today in pop culture, the Peshmerga are actually really well known for allowing their women to fight on the front lines. Not something you'd expect to see in the Middle East, perhaps. These photos you see all along the walls, these are real people, real soldiers, and their things. To honor their memory, this cafe shows the year that they were born in and the age they were when they died. Some of these young men were barely in their 20s. Stories of these martyrs really abound, and everybody has their own story. This man was pointed out to me as someone really quite special. He lost one of his legs in the Iraq-Iran war, but more recently, he continued to contribute to the Peshmerga services by demining the lands, even though he had been handicapped in the previous conflict. And all these stories are just so, well, inspiring. Whatever you may think of the conflict, these are people defending their lands and their home. That's what it boils down to. There's a lot of items that actually belong to the Peshmerga soldiers who had passed away all around this cafe. So I also wanted to ask the owner, how did he get all of these items?
همیم چینا مالت همیشه ایدا روزانم چین سردانات یعنی با مالت شهیدا چین دفترین نخوره یعنی ساعتینه کاچ کیلو پلیوان مال مال امتینین وید دانین دا عالم اگزان کنه دو که چند شهیدش دست داینه.
What gave you the idea to open the Peshmerga Cafe?
ندانو چندین قهرمان مجلس دان من فرزانیم جهگی بدانی ناوی چکیم چایخانه شهیدا همیه بوینه و جلو برگ شهیدا بخملینین.
And another thing that I was wondering about, because of course I am not from here, I'm not from one of these families, is how does this place make people feel?
حسب كيف خوش دبن يعني بين زان يعني أبي همي قبل بيرامج عشان يعني زور كيف خوش بن نخوش أجي وخوش أجي نخوش أكو هر بيرامة يعني مدفناش أجبير قد خوش يعني دبصان أبى نهات نجبير كرن.
So whether you're from here or not, you can just come by this cafe, grab a seat, grab a coffee, some breakfast, and sit here and even talk to some of the people who have fought on the front lines, because the Peshmerga do still frequent this very cafe. Soldiers come here, and the families and friends of those who passed away come here, but in reality, for the people of Duhok, this cafe has become a hangout spot with meaning. People visit here to grab a quick breakfast of scrambled eggs and bread with toppings, or enjoy a little coffee on their way to the market. The feeling I had here was one of contemplation, of course, but also one of hope and community. This is sesame paste. It's like peanut butter.
So good.
Wow. What an interesting place. Kurdistan is one of the very few places in the entire region that actually managed to successfully defend its borders against ISIS for many years. And to me it just seems that this little cafe here in Duhok is actually a pretty revolutionary place, and I don't say that lightly. I call it revolutionary because I feel that in a space like this that honors the people who defended your borders, and clearly the people here take extreme pride in the lives taken and lost to the conflict, this place is what seems to give people comfort and perhaps even closure. You can come here, you can sip your coffee, and you can reflect on the people that you see all around you. That I feel is a pretty revolutionary concept. Thanks guys so much for watching this vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.